Hey there, Shauna Mahaney, Superstar Director for Group Central Bliss, and today I want to talk a little bit about calendar control. When you get into a Scentsy business or really any other business, it is so important that you control your calendar and your calendar doesn't control you. What happens so many times, and I see it all the time, is that people don't control their calendar. They let their clients, their teams control when they're going to do what and how they're going to do it and what time frame they're going to do it. And then they get resentful because they don't have time for their family or friends and they quit. So I don't want that for you. So let's talk a little bit about calendar control and how I run my calendar and some suggestions. First and foremost, it is really important that you have a blank calendar sheet for your bookings. Okay? So I'm going to show you a little bit about what I mean about this. So I should have had that up there. Sorry. Okay, so this is my calendar. This is my big planner. This is what has my entire life in it, okay? So if you were to open up, and I don't even have it completely filled up, but if you were to open it up and was to look at all of this stuff, you can't even see it. I have the kids' activities, I have my activities, I have the church stuff, hair appointments, going to the gym. Everything is in here. This is my life in this planner. What happens so often, though, is if I take this out and I see all of those spaces are filled, then I think I am busier in my business than I really am. So, I print out, and I get it online, it's free. I print out a blank calendar. This is my booking calendar, okay? So this is my booking calendar. I carry this with me. I take this with me to my parties. If I'm doing a booking blitz, this is what I'm using, okay? So, we're talking about being in control of your calendar. You need to pick out for you what dates or days of the week you want to work. If your family goes to church on Wednesday nights, then you don't work on Wednesday nights. That's the thing about having your own business. We signed up so that we'd have a little bit of control. So you need to make sure you take that control. All right, so calendar stacking, beginning of the month. If you can see mine, I don't know if you can see it or not. I have mine all very color coordinated. So the yellows, these are basket parties. Now, my basket parties, they get it for a week. So I give my basket parties on Mondays. I pick them up on Saturdays. Unless something happens. Does something happen? Of course it does. That's why I'm going to tell you about this stacking, okay? So yellow is baskets. So the first Monday of the month, I want to get 3 baskets out for sure. The pinks are my pink highlighted dates. These are my Facebook parties. I know that I can work on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the office at night for a Facebook party. These red little clouds, these are my home parties, okay? These are my golden tickets. I want to make sure I'm doing home parties. I love home parties, and I know how beneficial they are. So these are my gold tickets. So when I'm at a party and I show somebody, okay, here's my calendar for you to book. If you book a red bubble, then you're going to get extra special gifts. Okay, I'm trying to fill that red bubble. So, what I mean by top loading your calendar, I'm going to work a lot the first week and the second week. Then not so much the third week, not so much the fourth week. Why am I doing this? Because what is going to happen is this. We're going to go along, and Ellen Black, that's Ellen Black, has a Facebook party scheduled for the 2nd of January, okay? Ellen Black couldn't do her party that day. Her kids got sick. That happens. I still am counting on having the 8 parties at least a month for my goals, so I needed a place to move Ellen. Now, if I had booked this last week completely, what would have happened? What would have happened was I didn't get the sales, I didn't get the party here, and there was nowhere to fit her in at the end of the month, so I didn't get that at all. Will it go towards next month? Yeah, that's great, but I wanted it in January. So I purposely leave the last few weeks of the month a little more open because people are going to have to move things around. Things happen. They happen for all of us. On my basket parties, I have 5 sets of basket testers. 1 set of basket testers that stays here at all times because I just never know if I'm going to be out and about and I'm going to run into somebody, they need to smell something, or somebody's going to come by the house. I need to be able to let them smell them, right? So I keep 1 set all the time. So I have 4 sets that are in rotation. Okay? So I book them out at the beginning of the month. Well, what's going to happen is I'm going to get down here and somebody's going to say, hey, Shauna, can you get me a basket last week of the month? I just got some orders I need to get. Perfect. Well, Becky may not have gotten her basket back to me. That happens. She couldn't get orders. She needed a little longer. Payday was the next week. Whatever. It happens. So I don't have this basket back. And this lady, I can't, you know, she's turned hers in. She's turned hers in. This lady hasn't turned hers in. So now I've got baskets out that were supposed to be back this week. I hope this is making sense. But they didn't come back. So I only schedule, you know, 1 and 1 to go out, because if somebody needs to move it around, maybe Becky needed to move hers this time. I've got some flexibility. So that is my training on top loading your calendar for your parties. Hope it helped.